Should people on top decide the future for the people at the bottom? Hello, my beautiful subscribers. Rasa the dancer is here. And recently, I had a very interesting conversation with one of the professionals, and we were discussing about who makes the rules in the dancing scene and who should make the rules in the dancing scene. And we were talking more about, how the structure of the classes is based, what kind of moves should be taught in what level, and should the top people, I mean, the number, like top five, make the decisions for the rest of us, or should everybody as a teacher decide what curricula they should be able to teach? So we had that discussion with that person. I'm not going to name names, and I have my own opinion, so let's discuss it, and I'm very curious later to see what you think about that. Okay, so in general, I would say that whenever people go to classes, in the levels, beginners, improvers, intermediate, advanced, there should be more or less the same moves no matter where they go, but then individually teachers should also be allowed to choose extra things or different kinds of things that they want to introduce in terms of teaching. I don't believe that the top five people, and we're talking they're the top five because they paid the most and they do the most congresses and whatever. That doesn't mean they actually the best teachers. They just are the most popular one, hence why they're on the top. Otherwise, who will decide who's the best teacher, who should be on the top, right? So the people who are the most popular, the top five people, if they're going to decide all of the structure of how the dance should be taught and what the students should know, then I don't want to be a teacher anymore. Part of the fun for me, of course, sticking to the structure that the majority of the levels have, no matter where you go. But part of it is for me to discover what is the best way to teach my students and what kind of exercises I will do to teach my students and what kind of approach I'm going to have and whether I want to make the level higher than what it is, or maybe I want to make it a little bit lower depending on who I have. So I really feel uncomfortable that the people from the top will tell me what I should or shouldn't do. Now, another point I was making is that dancing, if you teach children, is a little bit different. But usually with the salsa and bachata now these days, you are an adult when you turn up to the classes, and you make your own decisions in life and stuff. So to make it like so seriously as if it would be medicine or like surgery or something like teaching kids, and that there has to be a specific structure and everybody has to do the same way and they are regulated by the people on top. I don't need to be regulated. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be a fun experience. You're supposed to bring joy to people. Who are you to decide what kind of classes I'm gonna run? Because wherever you go, you have different kind of crowd as well. There are people who go there because they really want to take things serious, and there are people who go who want to learn a few things and have a good time. So it's that's the beauty about salsa and bachata and kizomba and some other dances as well. So I really feel uncomfortable that somebody who is the most popular and well paid will be making decisions about all of the stuff dance related, because it's so much different than something like medicine and surgery and certain things like teaching kids like being regulated. We are now adults. We choose where we're gonna go. You don't like this class, you can go to another class, and it's all adults making their own decisions and having a little bit of fun. I do understand though where this conversation is coming from, and it's mostly because there's a lot of, now as the dancing becoming more popular, there's a lot of teachers coming up and they've been dancing only for a year and they suddenly start teaching and their technique is bad and they potentially could be hurting people, and they don't know the etiquette, they don't teach anything that would be substantial. They're not actually improving the scene. In some places, they're detrimenting it. But usually, if they are that bad, the people who will come to see them, they will leave them pretty soon as well. So I don't think they're gonna, in a bigger scale of things, make a huge impact. And if they do make an impact and people keep coming back and they love going to them, then the people have spoken. Who am I to say that you shouldn't, even though the people want to go there? Maybe they go there for, again, as I say, a different thing. Maybe they know they are not the best teachers, but maybe they create a super good vibe where they love spending time. So there's many different things, because again, dancing for people is not necessarily a serious technique thing always. It's also about the community. It's all about how they feel, whether they feel safe or not. There's so many other influencing things that make people decide whether they're going to go to that person or not. So I understand where this conversation is coming from. There are a lot of teachers that are not really prepared to teach. They're coming out and, doing their thing. But I think, putting a lot of regulations on the teachers, it's not solving really the problem. I think it comes from fear that there's so many now other teachers coming out, and you feel deluded of the students that you could be having, and you don't feel appreciated as a teacher. For me, I think I get as much as appreciation as I deserve. And I'm gonna do my best to do the job that I need to do and to make sure that I can sleep at night. And if the people cannot relate to me, that means the people have spoken. But I don't think regulating other teachers is the way to go. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and please leave a comment. What do you think? Do you think that the dance teachers should be more regulated by somebody? Or maybe you have another opinion? I would love to hear your opinions, because as I say, I had this conversation with one particular person and it spiked the thoughts in my head. So let me know what you think. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you with more videos here to explore about the dancing scene, and I really hope to see you soon. Mwah!